Investors have been quick to catch on that the company powering the explosion of AI is Nvidia. But is all of Nvidia's demand for GPUs justified? Some investors and analysts are starting to question how much of Nvidia's newfound demand is actually legitimate, primarily due to Nvidia's Q2 earnings report, claiming that their revenue was up 141% from Q1 and 171% year over year. These are monstrous growth numbers that companies, especially such large established ones like Nvidia, can only dream of achieving. Getting into the numbers a little bit more, Nvidia stated that 2.3 billion of this growth came from US growth and the data center space, and that contributed almost exactly to Nvidia beating their forecasted revenue by 2.5 billion. And there was one particular company pointed to driving this absurd spike in revenue: CoreWeave. CoreWeave is a GPU cloud provider trademarked in 2021 and founded by two hedge fund managers. It quickly became Nvidia's first elite cloud service provider in just 2 weeks after being founded. Furthermore, CoreWeave received a $50 million investment by Magnetar Capital. The investment in itself isn't too suspicious, as after all, such a small up-and-coming company quickly getting the good graces of technology giant Nvidia must mean that they have quite the viable product, right? Well, CoreWeave doesn't actually have any intellectual property under their belt, nor do they own any rights to the technology they use. CoreWeave would eventually receive more and more investments, especially in the days after ChatGPT was announced. To our bearish Nvidia investors, the most concerning of these investments into CoreWeave was by Nvidia and BlackRock. BlackRock, of note, is the second largest shareholder of Nvidia. In August of 2023, Nvidia extended a $2.3 billion line of credit to CoreWeave for the quintessential H100 GPUs. This line of credit equates to the entirety of CoreWeave's $2.3 billion valuation. Furthermore, this credit line was financially backed by BlackRock and collateralized by the same H100 GPUs CoreWeave is buying from Nvidia. Now, with this deep relationship with Nvidia, CoreWeave is now seeking an $8 billion valuation. To break it down simply, CoreWeave, a technology company with no equipment or IP of their own and with heavy ties to hedge funds, gets money lent to them from investment firms as well as loans from Nvidia themselves. CoreWeave uses the same money to buy GPUs from Nvidia, increasing Nvidia's demand, driving their share price and revenue up, and the cycle can repeat, with new lines of credit extended based on the ever-increasing valuation of CoreWeave. At best, this is all coincidental with some numbers happening to line up, coupled with some questionable accounting practices, which, to be fair, a lot of companies do because welcome to Wall Street. At worst, this circular flow of money is akin to a Ponzi scheme and has echoes of the FTX scam and subsequent collapse. While this story is still developing, investors and analysts who subscribe to this theory are beginning to raise the alarm by Jensen Huang's recent sale of around 30,000 Nvidia shares, a repeated pattern. According to these skeptics, Huang himself offloading shares en masse could be indicative of the pyramid about to collapse if the doors were to be blown off the CoreWeave issue with damning evidence at any given moment. A more reasonable take is that Jensen's selling could indicate the AI bubble is about to partially collapse and Nvidia's demand is going to decline. While you await more development on this story as we cover it, check out our video on Nvidia's pricing here, and I'll see you in the next one.